Long live the Queen. The Queen is dead.
Long live the Queen. Oh,
Did I
man,
get that the wrong way
emotional
round?
incontinence. Hey?
Did I get that the wrong way round?
No, the Queen is dead. Long live the Queen. Well, the King is dead. Long live the King. That's how it goes. Google it.
All right. No, I believe you.
Now, the emotional incontinence people are displaying is fucking cringeworthy. Honestly.
It's alarming. It's alarming.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would not have wished harm upon her. She was, well, technically she still is a 96-year-old lady, only she now happens to be dead. But she was a 96-year-old lady. So, I mean, I'm not one to be a monster and wish harm upon 96-year-old ladies. But all that said, she was a fucking parasite. They're all parasites. Prince Charles, and this may not be true, but I've been told Prince Charles has apparently said he wants to do a cheaper version of the coronation than his mum, who in today's money would have cost £46 million. He wants a cheaper one because he wants the public to have good value. How about you pay for it you fucking self, you inbred jughead twat? I mean, what is wrong with people? At a time we're going into recession, right, and people are struggling to pay their energy bills, they're queuing up to throw money at this fucking inbred father to a paedophile, brother to a paedophile, to give him a good coronation. What the fuck is wrong with the world? Honestly. Prince Andrew, the kiddie fiddler, and his family, I mean, he sums the entire family up as far as I'm concerned. Fucking hate the lot of them. I wouldn't wish harm upon them because that would be just pointless. But please, let's not pretend they're on our side or they're good for us or in any way, shape or form. Because they're just fucking not. They're horrible people.
The relationship with the monarchy is extremely strange, and it's not one I can really comprehend at all because it's completely emotional. And anyone who's on the left and also supports the monarchy, that I find that very strange. I find that really, really strange, and it seems to be a lot of people on the left love the monarchy. But I think you said it in one of your LinkedIn posts. Now's not a bad time to be a republic.
It's a very good time to be a republic. And
Venera.
Some utter ass hat I disconnect from it because I don't want to be connected to stupid people. He said, well, we tried that once before, it didn't work. They tried it between the years of 1649 and 1660 or thereabouts.
1600s.
The Civil War. So something they tried for a handful of years, hundreds of years ago. I can't do that again. It didn't work. I mean, I live in a republic, the Irish Republic. It works very, very well. It's not perfect, of course it's not. But we don't have a fucking queen. We have an elected head of state. So any republic's the same, pretty much.
Yeah, ultimately,
the thing about a republic is the actions and the power of the government, if it's done properly, is limited by the constitution. Well, the UK doesn't have a constitution. As I said to someone yesterday, we were talking about this by WhatsApp. If the government gets taken to court in the UK and loses, they can then change the law so they can't lose again on the same case. You can't do that in a republic. In a republic, if like George Bush the Younger tried to, when he passed a law making it a criminal offence to pass yourself off as a veteran, and that was knocked on the head quite rightly by the Supreme Court, who said no, because that's a violation of the First Amendment. That's the proper function. That's why we have the legislative and the executive branches separate.
Yeah.
Well, in the UK, that's not how it is. And moreover, there is no separation of church and state in the UK, and there fucking well should be.
There definitely should be.
What do I know? I'm just an old fart who lives on a farm.
In some practical terms, do not listen to any nonsense about not marketing in these times. That's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard.
Oh, please.
Do not even let that. Well, if you have thoughts about pausing your marketing because of what's happened, don't. Stop thinking.
Just don't.
Stop thinking and just listen to us.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't pretend to know what the Queen thought, but I'm sure she wouldn't have wanted people to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she does that and they don't make any money, he's going to pay a fucking flower bill. Anyway, here's the thing, right? People are posting that on LinkedIn. Now, if you want to stop working today as a mark of respect, fine. I ain't got a problem with it. It's entirely your choice. Do what you fucking like. But why do you need to post about it on LinkedIn? And why do you need to advise others not to? Well, if you're advising others in your capacity as a business mentor or advisor, like many of these people are, well, you're working.
Yeah.
You're promoting your business by telling others not to promote theirs. Because what you're doing, and if you say this otherwise, I'm pretty sure you're lying. By putting that message out there, you're cultivating your image.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
You're putting your thoughts out there.
Promotion.
It's promotion.
You're promoting your image and your brand by telling others not to do theirs. You fucking scum. You fucking hypocritical piece of shit. That's what you are. All of you who do that.
And if you
every single fucking one of you.
If you fail to see why that's an issue, then you lack the critical thinking skills
because you're stupid.
To be giving advice in the first place.
Because you're just fucking stupid.
Now,
honestly, the world baffles me. This is why I live on a farm and don't speak to people.
I do want to talk
stupid people. Honestly.
I do want to talk about some funny advertising I have seen from some large companies. So Thomas Cook, the travel company, and whether these are real or not, I do have to say I haven't seen these with my own eyes. It was just a compilation I saw of someone saying sometimes it's best for brands to keep their mouth shut. And I'd rather they didn't, because some of these are fucking hilarious. So Thomas Cook posted a picture of the Queen smiling, looking all pretty and dainty, saying, "Safe travels, Mum." Thomas Cook, a travel company, saying "safe travels." That is just... and this is funny from the point of view that these try to be incredibly corporate and proper all the fucking time. That's why this is funny. Playmobil posted... Do you know what Playmobil is?
It's a toy manufacturer, isn't it?
Yeah. So they posted a picture of a really poor looking doll of the Queen, of their products, just wishing their respects. And it just looks fucking ridiculous, this stupid toy Queen with the most ridiculous plain smiley face you've ever seen in your life. What else was there? There was the Queen made out of Lego, and her sitting down. And what was the other one that was extremely funny? Pop Funks. They make like caricatures of celebrities and sell them as little toy figurines. They've like edited, they posted a picture of the Queen, this caricature looking Queen, and they edited in like some tears. So it looked like the toy was crying. And I just thought this was the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen.
I despair. Honestly, I don't have words for it. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. I can understand. I'm sure if Liz was here, she would agree with me. This is a really bad time for the Queen to die. But for the wider context of the country, this will be a party, a celebration of her life, bit of mourning thrown in, coronation of Charlie. But then it will be over, and the energy companies will still want paying at the end of the month.
Yeah. It's
not like the war when people stood shoulder to shoulder and all pulled together, as most of them did. It's not like that. It's not the same thing. It's the death of an old woman. And I think people are overreacting to it because, for many people, the last 3 years have been quite emotionally charged. 2.5 years. COVID, recession, now the energy crisis. Never mind COVID itself, there was the knock-on effects of people being isolated for a long period of time. It's fucking ironic how me, Mr. fucking autistic, alexithymic, prone to anxiety person, is probably one of the most stable people around right now.
It's boring.
And by the way, for listeners, I was never unstable, but for the listeners, one of the reasons I am so fucking on such an even keel is my study of Stoicism and my practice of Stoicism. Now, this isn't people misunderstand Stoicism and say, oh, it's about suppressing your emotions. Well, it isn't actually. It's not about that at all. It's actually about recognizing and dealing with them. In fact, what most people don't realize is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is clinically proven to be effective in many people. CBT explicitly has its roots in classical Stoicism.
Yeah.
Think on that. So what we have is an ancient philosophy which has been tested, parts of which have been tested in clinical settings and found to be effective. It ain't just made up woo. This ain't some fucking holy book or holy relic that people flock to. This is real world effective stuff.
Yeah.
I'm proud to say I am practicing Stoic, and I'm proud because it's effort. I'm proud of something I achieved. I'm not proud to be short, bold, and blue-eyed because they're nothing to do with me being bold as I shave my head. I'm not proud to be autistic either because that was none of my doing. But I am proud of being a Stoic because that's hard work. It's an achievement.
Yeah, it is hard work. It's really hard work. And the impressive thing about Stoicism is that it was forged in some of the most brutal times that the world has ever seen. So if it works then, when the world was far more difficult, it's certainly going to work now when we all have it really fucking cushy. Let's not get melodramatic here. Oh no, your energy bills went up. What does it mean? You can't pay it? Your lights still stay on, you fucking numpty. Chill out.
Yeah. Yeah. This is true. Here's the thing, you see, people would piss and moan. I mean, I've seen this. I'm not going to name names, but I don't comment on it. I have been commenting more on LinkedIn, but that's strategic because we're doing it. Well, I suppose it's tactical, but we're doing it to grow the business. So it's not like I'm just randomly changing my mind about social media. I'm not. And I'm very careful not to get sucked into arguments. So I don't do any more than 2 comments deep. So I will post and they then reply to a comment twice if need be. Then I'll stop no matter what. Or if I comment on something, I might reply to subsequent comments twice. No more than 2 deep.
Yeah.
The thing is, you know, I've seen people, the same people, posting pictures from foreign holidays with their kids, which are not cheap, and I don't begrudge them that at all. I'm not saying they shouldn't go on holiday, and then complaining about the cost of living. There's a word I'd like to remind them of. It's a very simple word, but people don't like to think about it because it means taking responsibility. That's the ultimate implication of using this word in your life is you have to take responsibility. You know what the word is? Priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities. You want to go on holiday? It's basically. You've read the newsletter. It's not. It has gone out, but it's not been delivered yet because the postal.
Yeah.
But we've got the blame equation. Actions or choices plus actions equals consequences. If you choose to go on holiday and spend that block of money on your holiday, you ain't got that block of money to spend anywhere else. That's the fact. What's more important to you? Fucking holiday. Can't buy your kids Christmas presents. Boo fucking who? There are people in the world who'd be fucking delighted to have a glass of clean fucking water for Christmas, I'm sure. For once.
Yeah.
And water that's actually out of a tap and not out of a puddle. I think it's a well-known psychological kind of, it's a well-known psychological principle or fact that when you're feeling shit, it doesn't matter and it doesn't help to say how other people have got it worse. Not when you're feeling that way, but it does help to consider, you know, we have the Roman thing of train hard, fight easy. And the Stoic practice of negative visualization, of thinking about bad things before they happen. So when they do happen, you can deal with them. Saying to someone who's feeling like shit, oh, it could be worse, doesn't help. Because it's too late. They're already in this. They're already feeling like shit. You can't argue someone out of an emotional position with logic. So it doesn't help. But thinking about these things, like now, in the cold light of day, on a chilly September morning, about, well, it could be worse. I could be dying of cancer. I could be blind. I could be living in a part of the world where, you know, there's a good chance that people are going to knock on my door in the night and shoot me. Or I could get taken away and put in a gulag for saying things the government don't like. So the time to be thinking about those things is like now. Then you realise how fucking lucky you are. Saying to people on LinkedIn when they're already emotionally overwrought doesn't help. So that's one reason. But one reason a lot of people will get angry about it, even when they're not already upset or angry, when they're just venting, I suppose, is they don't like to be reminded of the truth. I've found over the years, and again, this is a fairly well-established psychological principle, so I'm given to understand from what I have read. I mean, I wouldn't say I've studied psychology because I haven't, but I've studied elements of psychology as part of my work, obviously. And one thing I do know is very often when people get angry about or offended about something you've said like that, very often it's because you are forcing them to challenge a very deeply held belief they have, and it's shaken their belief. So a lot of religious people, for instance, when you criticize their religion, some get very angry. And I think it's because you shake their belief. Their belief isn't as strong as it should be. My view is anyone who's genuinely devout in their religion, nothing you say, no blasphemy can upset them because they will be solid in their belief. And this is true from a lot of people, religious people I've met. Nothing I've said to them is I mean, I don't go out my way to insult religious people, but equally I don't hold my words either. I mean, I think religion is a fucking pox on humanity. All religions are a pox on humanity, and the sooner we consign them to the dustbin of history, the better. All religions, without exception. And before anyone says anything, Stoicism is a philosophy, not a religion, and Buddhism is not a religion either because it doesn't have an explicit deity. So there you go. I don't understand why religion is what's called a protected characteristic that you can't discriminate against, like race or colour or sexual orientation. Why? I have a strange belief how the world was made, therefore you can't challenge it. What fucking ridiculous is that? Honestly. Why should it be a protected characteristic? So anyway, I find this whole thing about the Queen to be fucking nauseating. I mean, you've seen, maybe you've not, but the memes that are going backwards and forwards and under the radar are fucking hilarious, some of them. I mean, some of the shit I've seen, I've had it sent to me by loads of people, and I actually feel quite honoured. Because a lot of these, and funnily enough, a lot of these are from women as well. So it's not just fucking lads talk. This is from my women clients. This is how fucking well my filtering process works. And there's one. It's fucking brilliant. Hang on, I'll find it and read it to you. I'm not going to say it sensitive because I don't want to embarrass them personally. But there's a picture. I'll describe it to you. There's a picture of 3 rainbows there, Connor. You can't see it, but there's a picture of 3 rainbows. It's like, Her Majesty the Queen sent us 3 rainbows at the exact time she crossed that bridge. One at Balmoral, one at Windsor Castle, and a double rainbow over Buckingham Palace. She's letting us know she made it and all will be well. The Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, the Rainbow Bridge is... People believe that shit. When I was, bearing in mind, we weren't kids at the time. We were legally adults. We were 18. We were apprentices. Well, I think some of the guys were 16. I was 17. And he was a lecturer at the local college, and we were sent there on block release as apprentices. Yeah, so I was coming up for 18. His name was Ron Blanchard. He's almost certainly dead by now because he was an old bloke then, and that's 40 odd years ago. He's well over 100 now. And he was terrifying. He was an ex-Navy bloke. He was only a little bloke. He was about my height, perhaps a little bit taller. No, he was about my height. And he was terrifying. And you did not fuck about with Ron Blanchard. But the thing is, after the first block, when he scared us to death, he was fine. He was a really decent bloke. He really was decent. But he spent the first block of 6 weeks putting the fear of God into you all. You know? Just to establish his authority. And he was damn right. At the time, you thought, what a wanker. But actually, he was absolutely fucking right to do it. And the thing is, after that first block, there was only 12 of us, but everyone had nothing but respect for him. You know? We knew what we could get away with. And he softened a little bit, and he had told a few jokes, and he was a little bit more lenient. And we used to prod him at times for a bit of fun. But that's because he allowed it. But right from the beginning, fuck off, man. You didn't do that. You did not piss off Ron Blanchard. Brilliant. Nice bloke. I liked him a lot. Clients are like children and dogs. They need someone to lead them. Otherwise, they'll lead themselves. And in your domain, they're not qualified to lead themselves. In their domain, yes, but not in yours. That's why they come to you to hire you. You know? People come to me for marketing advice because they don't know how to do it themselves. With rare exceptions, some people come to me for copywriting, say, high-end guys. They know marketing, but they can't write their own copy. Well, they still take my advice when it comes to writing the copy. Very few people, I mean, I can think of a handful of people would ever come to me as an equal, on an equal footing in my area and say, John, can you help shoulder the load? Someone like Dan Kennedy or Russell Brunson, probably, you know? I'm not saying they have done or they will, but that's the kind of person who I would be talking about here. But most people, even people who are doing, 6, 7, 8 figures, will come to me for specific advice in areas they don't understand, because that's why they do it. Otherwise, they do it themselves. They're not qualified, no matter how talented or intelligent or skilled or successful they are not qualified to lead themselves through my territory. That's why I've got a business and a job. It's fucking simple. Like Dev's a fucking cancer surgeon. Dev comes to me for marketing advice. I go to him for cancer advice,